And welcome to this edition of Baseball Essential. My name is Gershon Rabinowitz. We are here at MCU Park in Brooklyn, New York, after the second professional game for our special guest, Michael Conforto. He was the 10th overall pick for the New York Mets. And Michael, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be on.
Michael, you grew up in the state of Washington. Your mother was a two-time gold medalist in synchronized swimming. Your dad played college football at Penn State. Was it natural for you growing up to become a professional athlete?
Yeah, I think it was natural for me to be an athlete. That's where my parents pushed me towards. They always were very supportive and very, I don't know, I guess they kind of helped me towards that path, and I obviously got my genetics from them and obviously had a passion for sports, and so I can definitely credit them for any ability that I have and any work ethic. It came from them, and so I have to respect that, and I realize it.
In 2004, you actually played as a youngster in the Little League World Series. What do you remember most about that experience?
I just remember a lot of people on a big stage. If I went back now, it probably wouldn't look quite as big as it did when I was there, but it was a crazy time for me. We were all wide-eyed 12-year-olds, and didn't really realize the magnitude of what was going on. But I just remember it was just baseball, just having fun. When you're a kid playing baseball, it's all just natural ability, and there's no thinking involved. You just go out there and play, and so that's something that I tend to look back on. It's a cool experience for me to look back on. Just if things get into my head, or if I get a little too on the mental side, I can always go back to that and just think about how it was when I was just having fun playing baseball as a kid.
And there's a couple of professional players who actually played in that Little League World Series in 2004. Dante Bichette Jr. is in the Yankee organization right now, and Jurickson Profar as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I know there was another guy from Kentucky that I played against when I was there. Played for Louisville in college ball. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty cool thing. That's been happening all over the country.
And growing up, football was actually the first sport which piqued your interest. What made you decide to become a baseball player?
Well, I played both, and football was always my number one sport. My dad played it, and I think whether or not he pushed me towards it, I just took to it. I love the contact of the sport and the passion of the sport. But once I got to high school, and once I started to develop a little bit more as a baseball player, hit for power, I had a lot of fun playing that sport as well, and my future was more in baseball than it was in football, and so that's what made me kind of take that route.
Did the USA national team, the collegiate team that you played on, compare at all to playing in the Little League World Series?
Yes and no. I mean, the Little League World Series was a team that I'd been with all year. I guess we were an all-star team from the Little League, but obviously on a smaller scale. And it was cool to be able to play against other countries and other states. But the collegiate national team was a bunch of guys that didn't really know each other, had to come together really quickly, and I think that's definitely a tough thing to do, and something that the coaches and all the players did really well. And it was an awesome experience to go out of the country to Cuba, to Japan, all the places I went to. So it is the same, and it's different a little bit.
At Oregon State, you put up some tremendous numbers. This past season, you compiled a slash line at 364, 518 on base, 582 slugging, just robust numbers. Most impressive was 49 walks against 33 strikeouts. What does it take to develop a strong level of plate discipline at such a young age?
I think it just takes experience, and if you look back at my statistics from my freshman year, those numbers are flip-flopped, and I think my 3 years at Oregon State, I just gained a maturity level, having that experience and just having more at-bats in a good conference like the Pac-12. I just saw a lot of pitches, saw a lot of good pitchers, and eventually the repetition makes you better, and that's what it takes, is repetition and having that hard work mentality, coming to the ballpark every day, willing to learn, wanting to learn, and that's just how it happened.
Following this season, you were a finalist for the Golden Spike Award. You finished a runner-up to A.J. Reed of Kentucky. What did it mean to be nominated for such a prestigious honor?
It was an honor just to be mentioned the same sentences as the other two guys. AJ Reed had a monster year, and Aaron Nola will go down as one of the best pitchers in LSU history. And so that's awesome. It means a lot to me just to be narrowed down to the top three players in the collegiate in the country out of college players. That's pretty cool. Makes my head spin. I mean, I know there's a lot of great college baseball players. There's a lot of great ones on my own team, let alone the rest of the country. So it's very, very cool.
Recently, you agreed to terms with the New York Mets after weeks of negotiation. Does it take longer to get up to speed and get used to professional life after being away from the game for so long? I mean, it's been about 2 months. Tom Gamboa mentioned that you have seen the baseball field. So, I mean, does it take a while to get your timing down?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to take a while. The professional life is definitely different. It's a job. It is a grind. But at the same time, all us baseball players, we love it. We're passionate about the sport. We're very, very blessed to be in this position, be able to play a sport for a living, and so it definitely takes some time getting used to. But we play every day. We're with each other every day, and we're practicing. And I think I've said it before. I'm going to come to work every single day and try to get better, and make sure I get my timing back, and we'll see what happens.
After signing a deal with the New York Mets, you took batting practice at Citi Field. What was it like taking swings on a major league field? And did any of the Mets disperse any advice about your career?
Yeah, it was a great experience. It was it was a beautiful ballpark first of all, and incredible just to see the view from the field. Getting to meet all the guys was incredible. David Wright, Curtis Granderson, Lucas Duda, all those guys, all those position players, and even some pitchers as well. Matt Harvey. That was really cool for me to be able to meet those guys, and for them to acknowledge me was very, very cool.
And final question: your professional debut begins in Brooklyn with the Cyclones. What does it mean to have your initial exposure to professional baseball in one of the most celebrated minor league teams?
It's very, very cool. I mean, I'm blessed to be here. I'm excited to be in Brooklyn. The last 2 days have been very, very cool for me. So many fans, so many passionate baseball fans, people who know baseball. Very impressed with the way that Brooklyn roots and cheers on this team. And I know there's a lot of places that I could be, and this is one of the better places. The field is beautiful. It's next to Coney Island. Couldn't ask for anything more.
And Michael, it's been a pleasure to have you on. We wish you the best of luck with your career, and hopefully with the Mets in a couple of years.
Thank you.